I'm at Bellevue College. This is where I graduated with my 2-year degree. I went here when I was about 18 to 20. Bellevue College. This is where I learned that I had a gift for writing, and I went on to graduate and get my associate's degree. Thanks to one of my best friend's mom, who was my guidance counselor, Sharon Felton. Shout out to Sharon. Thank you for helping me out. I couldn't have made it possible without her help, but I'm back here. First college that I went to. Today's video, I'm going to be going through some more of the narcissistic parenting abuse, but I want to also just stress how important it is for writing. And this is where I learned I had a gift for writing. So you guys make sure you please keeping a journal and writing down your feelings. All right. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Almost spit. All right, let's get into today's video. Let's get some therapy.
Hi everyone. In this video, I want to discuss the 10 signs you're dealing with a narcissistic, abusive parent and how to recognize the subtle manipulation that keeps you trapped in harmful dynamics. Before we dive in, I invite you to join my free training, which is Build the Self You Were Never Allowed to Have, because you can't have self-confidence, self-esteem, or self-love if you were never allowed or taught or programmed to have a self in the first place. I'm Jerry Wise. For over 45 years, I've helped hundreds of thousands of people break free from the grip of dysfunctional family dynamics using the powerful method of self-differentiation within a family system's understanding. My mission is to help you build a strong, confident sense of self, resilient, empowered, and free to live beyond the pull of others' control, manipulation, and dysfunction. Recognizing the signs of abusive parents can be tough. Now, many people say, well, of course we know what signs of abuse are. There are many, many people who still don't recognize the signs of abuse that they experienced growing up because that behavior was often wrapped in manipulation, wrapped in control, wrapped in malignant normalcy. But once you see that pattern, it becomes clear how damaging their actions can be. Also, the family's emotional Wi-Fi programming and that inner family of origin within you many times won't allow us to see it. And that's why I like to talk about traits and behavior of emotional abuse and narcissistic abuse. First of all, narcissistic parents demand total control. They control your decisions no matter what your age, or they wish to control your decisions. They use guilt, money, or other people to manipulate, keeping you trapped. Family of origins, and particularly narcissistic parents, will set your microcosm view of the world and your macrocosm view of the world. And they wish to control the macro and microcosm of your understanding of how you interact with other people, how other people interact with you. Second of all, narcissistic parents ignore or violate boundaries. If you violate boundaries enough, that is abusive. I'm not saying if I go, whoops, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that was a problem for you. That's not abuse. We're always learning each other and what are appropriate boundaries for each other. However, when they disregard or ignore your boundaries time and time again, then they're disregarding your privacy or your personal limits. They accuse you of being selfish when you try to set boundaries. And that's very abusive when someone says, well, that's not what I would like to do this holiday. Our family would like to do something different. And then they accuse you of being selfish when you try to set those kinds of boundaries. And they're very critical and hypercritical of you doing that because it raises their anxiety far too much, and they want to be in control of the family traditions, the family behavior, the family emotions, the family thinking, and narcissists need that type of control. Detachment, boundaries, respect, they have no tolerance for these. Body, mind, and emotions are to be totally, fully accessible to the narcissist with you. Whatever you do reflects on them. Whatever they do reflects on you. And
Now, this is exactly how you grew up in your father's house. You and Janine. I got more to come. But this is exactly how you grew up in your father's house. Everyone's enmeshed. And I never fit in, so I'm an outsider. Your mother never fit in, so she was castrated as well. So you're enmeshed, and it's just all about your dad's family, Christmas. Your dad pays for everything. Oh, he makes you feel guilty every time you do something with your mother. Like, this is what you've grown up with, a narcissistic parent, and it starts at the top. And it's been abuse. And this is what I'm saying in all my videos. But yet I'm the scapegoat being blamed like I've just been some abusive person. But I didn't grow up with you guys. I didn't grow up in your house. You grew up under your father's guidance. And I'm not saying that he's a terrible person. I'm just saying that what he has done and how he has treated you guys has been abusive. And abuse isn't just like physical and whatnot, but it's abusive. It's a narcissistic abuse. And now you guys are doing the same thing to our children and me. And I'll go into that further, but let's move on.
And that's the way life should be throughout all of adult life. That's problematic. Number 8, narcissistic parent. Number 9, narcissistic parents dismiss or punish your individuality. They mock your values, your hobbies, your interests, your partner choices, your child's names, your child's clothing, how you dress, how you do your hair, how all of those things. Often they will dismiss your own individuality.
Now, when the kids were younger, I couldn't even dress the kids. You would redress the children like 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 what I put them on wasn't good enough. Like, and the same things are still going on. So it's like, that's why I watch these therapy videos. Like, I used to read all the therapist books when we were married. That's why I have journals, because I was like, am I crazy? Like, is there something wrong with me? No, everything that I've journaled and kept a track of has made it clear really what's going on here and where the problems are. So I'm hoping that there's some healing here and some therapy, because I know you always quit therapy when you go. And the last time you had some therapy, the therapist was on to what was going on with you and in your family dynamics, and you stopped going because they could tell that you were blaming me for everything. Like, I was always the problem and you don't do anything wrong. That's the number one determining factor for being a narcissist.
If it's not coming from their advice or their opinion, because they know what's best for how your hair should be done.
There are a lot of dynamics that I see within this family, and especially in the family in the childhood that you grew up in, that Brienne grew up in. My mother was definitely a narcissistic parent for sure. If it was up to my mom, she would have had me just live at home with her forever in a bed right beside her bed, and I would have never left home. Similar to how Janine has grown up at your father's house. Unfortunately, 40 years old, still sleeping in the same bedroom that she grew up in, and still can't seem to keep that clean. But I'll move on from there. But it just reminded me of growing up. last time I was in Canada and I was in Janine's room, it reminded me of being at my mom's room. And because my mom could never clean up her room. Like, she was a grown woman who couldn't clean her room up. I used to clean my mom's room up for her. I used to take care of my mom like she was my child. So there's some similar dynamics there. I'm not just trying to just, be mean and put you down, even though you put all kinds of mean, gaslighting, just abusive comments on my last video. But I have further content to respond to that. But let's move on. I'm going to read a letter that I wrote your father back in 2015 when I was desperately looking for help. And I was at my wit's end. But let's listen to what I wrote to your father, David, back in 2015. All right, here it is. And I physically wrote this down in 2015. So I said, "Dear Dad, I'm writing you this letter to share and express my personal feelings regarding our family relationships. Please understand that my feelings are not a personal attack against you. I hope you can understand and receive this letter written in unconditional love for our family. When I say our, I mean Brienne, myself, Noah, Jaden, Tyree, Nevaeh, Janine, Mom, and of course you, Dad. I'm grieved deeply in my soul because I feel a strong spirit of division present. This spirit is trying to keep us off, divided, not together, unified and sharing as one family. For example, uh, and for example, Brienne and Brienne and I in the most recent disagreements have become extremely angry and frustrated. I have become extremely angry and frustrated with Brienne's willingness to make decisions regarding Noah and Tyree's well-being without me, not showing any concern for my input. Oh, sounds familiar, huh? Same thing going on today. As if she parents them alone. This makes me feel very disrespected and dishonorable. I feel like I'm simply her meal ticket. I'll pause. Until she moves on and finds something better. This may not be this may not be reality or completely true. Nonetheless, it's how I feel when this happens. This has happened on more than 3 recent occasions. Number 1, Noah's ears. Brian was ready to have tubes put in his ears without my input. That was a whole big ordeal. We went to the children's hospital and we had multiple doctors tell us that he didn't need tubes in his ears after they checked his ears. And Brienne had a fit and insisted that she knew that Noah still needed to get tubes in his ears, even though like 3 doctors said his ears are fine, he hears fine, there's no need to put tubes in his ears. But I'll move on. Noah's education. Brienne was ready to sign Noah up for extra help in school without my input. Here's the old special ed. Special ed teacher, my son needs to be in special ed. I still to this day don't know what type of special education Noah has received because his mom has been from day one saying he needs extra help and, as early as kindergarten. When I mean, look at this. Look at the public school system today. Look at the homeless and the drugs that you have out on the streets, and everybody has been to school and can't do nothing. So tell me what is the public education doing for anybody in this country? It's utterly ridiculous. I'll move on. Um, Childcare. I found out from someone Brienne and I know from our favorite restaurant that Brienne was seeking care for Noah in January for her school related activities. This was the first I ever heard about this. She never talked to me, but was okay posting this request on Facebook. So she's over here posting stuff on Facebook for childcare for our son, not talking to her husband at the time and her son's father. She's putting postings on Facebook out to strangers for childcare. Like, what kind of foolishness is that? Like, and these are the same things that still go on today. Like, it's utterly ridiculous. But I'll move on. Um, see, I gotta make pause. Okay. I say I can admit that I have observed Brienne disrespect you on many occasions, not listening to your inputs, simply seeking your compliance to do what she wants. And hurtfully so, I find her treating me the same way. Now, your father treats you guys this way as well, so this is where you learned it from. And that's why I was writing this letter to go to the source of the family abuse. Your father. It's the household you grew up in, and you got no kind of therapy. Like I said, Janine is 40 in her 40s, and she's never lived anywhere but home. I never had anything of her own. Unmarried, one random kid by some black guy. Uh, it's sad, but I'm just a terrible person. So, and hurtfully so, I find her treating me the same way. This is hurtful, and I know you are hurt by it too. That's why I need your help to be willing to open up and forgive one another so we can move forward as a family. This process starts with you and mom, Polly, reconciling your past. I know it's been 27 long years, but time is not up for any of us yet. The Most High has the power to change any and all bad circumstances for good ones. I pray to the Most High God that uh, what did I say there? I got that. Oh, that you please hear me and love me enough to help us all. Now, that was something that I wrote right before the divorce. This letter, of course, I never sent. I did mail something a couple years back. I don't know if it was ever received. But again, this is just all for my therapy. This is all for my well-being. This is all for my for my mental health, just to keep me of a sound mind, to understand that, hey, I did everything in my power, the best that I could, to do the best and provide and provide and do and have a functional family, to overcome the dysfunction in the family. But I can't do everything on my own. Like I said in that one video where I said that was my biggest weakness was, hey, I'm trying to do everything on my own, but I can't do that. But we're going to close this video out with a video from the day we got married, and probably the only video that you have with your mother and father together, because I've never seen a picture of your mother and father together, and the only time I've seen them actually interact together in a functional manner was at the day we got married. So let's take a look at this.
Oh, you're tired. Okay. Congratulations.
I drop you, little girl. I'm ready to drop. Now, going back and watching this video, like I said, it's probably the only like friendly interaction you guys have ever seen your two parents have. And that's why it bothers me even for our own children. Like, has our children seen us happy? Have they ever seen their parents just have a good time? Like, it's ridiculous. So that's why I'm also, making videos and putting these things out on YouTube, so that the children can at least have some history of like how they got here. And before all this, dysfunction, like I had no idea on this day what I was signing myself up for. If I could go back in time, of course, I would withdraw this. But hey, you were pregnant with my son at the time, and I was trying to be a responsible young man and do the right thing. And I proposed to you even before you were pregnant. So I was just trying to do things right, what I believe were right. But I also noticed from going back and watching this video that they never did congratulate us. There was no congratulations. He just made that little joke and act like he kissed your mom, but there never was a congratulations from either one of them in the video. So that is a testament to really why they didn't support you or support being successful in the marriage. Like,
always just discouraging, like, oh, get away from him. Oh, whatever. Just encouraging, like, just divorce him, but now you have a life in the United States and they can come down and see you. And I'm the one that put this whole thing together in terms of like trying to bring the family together. I'm the only one with any of this footage. I'm the only one that has actual videos and pictures with me in all of the pictures in the footage, because on your guys' end of the spectrum, I don't exist. And it's really sad. It's really sad. So I'm gonna close this video out, and I hope we all learned something. But like I said in the beginning, to my children, please keep a journal. Physically write down your feelings, your thoughts, your business ideas, your anything that you have strongly on your mind. Physically write them down, especially in this time right now with artificial intelligence and all this technology. Like they're trying to steal from mankind just being able to take control of our own destiny, and one way to do that is just really just physically write the things that are on your mind and your goals and ideas and anything that you want to do. Physically write them down. So again, I'm gonna close out here. I hope all is well, and I'll see you in the next video.